Okay, if you haven't had an opportunity to watch Bittersweet Season 1, Episode 2, now your tongue is coated. Stop listening now, major spoilers, here we go. I'm back to it, man. I got a page and a half of notes, man. Bravo. Listen, the next time, episode number 3, I'm gonna have a huge bottle with wine inside of it, okay? Because the reason why is you have got to experience this show in a different way. This could have been the pilot episode. Last week's episode, which was the pilot episode, could have been episode 2. The reason why I'm saying that is because it's very rare that you get a show that has 2 back-to-back episodes that are extremely well-written, well-directed, and also they keep you on the edge of your seat. I don't know what it is, man, about this character, man, Tess, but she's fascinating, okay? You relate to her. You feel like you're with her along this journey, going into this either new career, new experience. You kind of feel as if you're tasting things with her. You're experiencing the rush. You're actually waiting tables with her. I don't know what it is. I told you, this is a special show, man. It's so good. That's why I'm clearly, just very excited, and I just want to make sure I'm expressing it through this screen to you guys, and letting you know that this is a show you have to just watch, man. Just sit down and watch it. It's one that you don't feel, I guess you don't feel lost in it. You know what I'm saying? There's no sense of urgency. It's just everything flows. You know what I'm saying? Like everything works. It's not like when you're watching like a CW show or a Fox show or an NBC show or an HBO show. This one works, man. Every single time it works, and I just got to give my hats off to you because it's amazing, man. I love everything about it, man. So bravo to the cast and crew, man. Let's get into this, guys. Here we go. All right, this episode, Now Your Tongue is Coated, aired on May 13th. I got a front page, a little bit of a back page. We're just going to read through it, man. The first thing I wrote down when I watched this episode is that I want to taste the chips. All right, so this is, that's my note right there. I said, I want to taste the chips. There was this scene at the beginning, all right? She's inside of the restaurant. She's inside of the kitchen, and there's these, how do you want to say, like there's old food being disposed of. All right, so she picks up this rib, this steak out with what is it called, ribeye, this steak thing. She picks it up, puts it up to her nose, and then her boss is right behind her, and he's like, don't do that. and he, I guess, from his angle, he thought that she was chewing on this bone, but she's just smelling it, to kind of, I don't know, get to get her taste, to get a sense of what it is with this restaurant, that's so magical or whatever. And anyway, long story short, man, he was like, here, come this way. All right, so he takes her and he brings her over to this rack, and it has like 3 things of chips. He pulls one of the chips off and walks with her over to another section where they're kind of prepping the food on the line, okay? He takes one chip, dips it inside this dip, and then he gives it to her like this. He's like, here, taste it. Well, she takes it out of his hand, and then she tastes it, and it's her reaction to it made me feel like I wanted chips at that moment. So I wrote that down. I was like, I want chips, man. She lost her wallet at work, goes back to the kitchen, and finds out there's a party. Okay, this is called shift drinks. It happens every single night. It's a appreciation from the boss over to the staff, and I thought that was actually pretty cool, man, to see, because when you meet Howard seems like he's very reserved. He doesn't really, approach any of the staff or whatever. Or he has his select few that he kind of, conversates with, and the rest of them he just doesn't really care about. But in actuality, he cares about every single one of them, and maybe that's what's so special about this place, okay? So during shift drinks, what they do is they just kind of party, man, and conversate and let everything out. Then they go to another location, which I'm not going to spoil. I'll talk about it, but I'm not going to spoil, what it's called. I'm not going to spoil who's there, and I'm not going to spoil, everything, the workings of it, okay? Because I think that this moment in the show, it was so beautiful, man, to see like how each character works. And it was just we're on the second episode, and it showed you every single thing about every single character within probably, like, I'd say 7 minutes in that scene. I think it was a 7 minute to 10 minute scene, and you're just sitting here like, whoa, I understand everything about all these people, and it was pretty scary, man. So there's this moment, man, where and let me make sure I get the characters right, because I said this time I'm gonna do that. Let me see if I can find it. Let me press pause if I can. Okay, got it. No, I don't got it. Hold on. All right, so yeah, Simone and Tess, they sit down, they have this moment right here where I wrote down all this stuff, okay? So Simone kind of takes Tess through understanding your taste buds and understanding a little bit more about what all this is inside of this restaurant, man. So she identifies like different things on your tongue, okay? So our different tastes. All right, here we go. So sweet is the front of your tongue. Salt is the tipping point. Sour is the sting of food that's alive. Bitter is a poison that we've gotten accustomed to, and sugar was our first addiction. All right, so here's the thing. I want to do a giveaway. Okay, there's gonna be a giveaway of a digital HD movie that's coming out. So if you watch the episode, here's the question: in what order did Tess repeat those things that Simone told her? Okay, so in what order did she give it? So Simone gives it sweet, salt, sweet, salt, sour, bitter, and sugar. What order did Tess give? Just leave it in the comments, man, and we'll pick a winner. All right. So during that moment between Tess and Simone, it was pretty cool that she's not as I guess bad, or like she's not the bad guy that everybody makes her out to be. She actually cares. But I think that there is an agenda behind it. I think she only does stuff for you or to you in order to get something from you later on, you know, or to have some sort of leverage over you. It just seems like it's kind of still a little shady. And then there was this moment where Simone walked out with Howard, and she was like, "Can I walk with you? You're going home. Can I walk with you?" And he was like, "Sure, come on." And I don't know. I kind of just sense like there's something there or something. I don't know. One of the things that was pretty cool is that you kind of understand how Simone works, man. The reason why she knows all this stuff and the reason why she is where she's at that top level is because she invests in whatever she's doing. So that's what she says. She invests in it. The funniest scene, and I got to make sure I get this guy's right, man. Sasha. And this guy just has one name on IMDb, which is Daniyar. So that's the guy that plays Sasha, man. There was this moment with Tess and Sasha. They're going to this location, which I'm not going to tell you about. But she says she witnesses him speaking Spanish. So she says, "You speak Spanish?" And then he says, "Why wouldn't I?" And then she says, "You're Russian." And then he says, "I'm everything, honey." And I'm sitting here dying, man. I'm sitting here laughing so hard, man. It was just one of the deliveries between those two. And then some other stuff happened later on in the episode, and you can understand, how and why Sasha is the way he is. Pretty much, it seems like everybody kind of uses a person to get where they're going. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of noticing that, but we'll see if it really happens. We find out, man, that Tess is, she's always used to being alone, so that's kind of why she is the way that she is. Then there was this scene, okay? And I got to make sure I get this guy's name. I think his name is, I'm going to say his name is Will or Jake. But I gotta make sure I get it right, okay? And I said this time, I'm going to make sure I have IMDb up. I'm going to go with, let me get a picture on Evan. I'm going to go with Will. Excuse me, yeah. I'm going to go with Jake. Jake, there you go. So Jake's hand reaches out and it grabs Tess. As soon as it happens, something occurs on the screen. It was almost like your senses just overloaded. There was a rush of like blood to Tess's brain or something, man, or maybe even her heart, and it kind of like it gave you a lot of emotions as the watcher. You're sitting here like, oh snap, what's going on? So you're at the edge of your seat, and then the longer that he holds her, it seems as if she's having control issues. She's reverting back to like some moment in time where she can kind of relate these feelings to something, and then she hurries up and she grabs her hand and it separates, to try to pull away, and then it stops. The whole entire scene goes back to normal. But as soon as the hand connects and he grabs her hand, it's like a dizzying spell, you know, fainting spell or something. It was pretty dope. I loved how they did that. I don't know what it means, but it was pretty dope. And then the last thing I wrote down, I'm not gonna read it off because it kind of spoils everything. But there was this moment, man, where where Sasha used Tess to get something, and then something really, it was really funny, but it was also like alarming, you know what I'm saying? Because this lady was so tall. She's like a giant, man. She had to be at least, I'd say at least like 6'4", 6'5", maybe 6'6". And the deliverer of this action, everybody noticed it inside this new location that everybody goes to. And I think that moment, along with Sasha kind of backing up Tess, allowed the whole entire group to kind of let Tess in just a little bit. So at the end of the episode, well, not the very end, but towards the end of that scene, you saw Tess kind of express some stuff. And I don't want to spoil that either, because I thought it was delivered perfectly, and you just have to go and watch the series, man. I don't want to spoil too much, because if you spoil it, you know, it's gonna taste different on your tongue, okay? You see how that comes back? And this is why I tell you this show is so good, man. So anyway, at the end of the episode, she reveals some stuff to the group, and then they kind of embrace her a little bit, you know what I'm saying? They still poke fun of her, and they still, you know, kind of tease her a little bit, and you know, kind of, you know, not really like brother-sister stuff. It's kind of like, you know, hey, come on in, you're okay, you're cool, but we're still gonna make fun of you until whenever this test phase gets over. And then the last thing that we see is Tess. She vomits in the street, and then you know, she's obviously intoxicated and you know, has some other stuff going on with her. But you know, that's her welcoming to New York. She's actually officially in New York, and she's experiencing the life in New York, man. So that was just, I'm telling you, man, it was a really good episode, especially when I compare it to all the shows that I watched this week. And there's a giant list. Let me see if I can get them out real quick. You know, besides obviously Family Guy and The Simpsons, Higher Power, Patrick Melrose, Game Night, and then obviously Fear the Walking Dead, Lucifer, and then Westworld. Compared to those three, let's just go with Fear the Walking Dead, Lucifer, and the Westworld. This is the top show. And the reason why is because they're not just trying to throw stuff at the camera to entertain you. You know, it's actually well written, well scripted, well acted, and there's no throwaway pieces. You know, and sometimes you get in TV shows and stuff, they just start throwing stuff in there just to fill up time. Every single second, every moment, every minute, every hour that's used is for the audience to understand the characters, to understand what's going on with the plot, the storyline, and to get invested. And it really does. I mean, this is the second episode, and I feel like I've been watching this for at least 2 or 3 seasons. You know, it feels rewarding, okay? And I just can't wait to see what happens next, man. Let's go over here real quick before we get out of here, and I'll let you guys go. All right, so looking at the next couple episodes, like I said, we only have 6 episodes total. Episode number 3 is Everything is S1E2, which is French for care of, or cared for, I should say. Let me see who is going to be in this episode, because I want to see if it's going to be anything. Okay, got some kind of club dancer, a dishwasher, man in booth, Raven, nightclub goer, Scott, Serena, Howard, Tess, Will, Nikki, prep cook, Sasha, Ariel, and then Simone, and that's it. So that's pretty interesting, man. Club dancer. I wonder what's going to go on with this in this dishwasher. I wonder what's up with this. Yeah, pretty interesting stuff, man. It doesn't have any kind of description. I hate when they do that, but that's going to be pretty cool. So it looks like we're going French, as far as the palette and the entree and all that good stuff, man. And we'll see what happens. I don't know if that's going to be it, but I'm kind of assuming because the title of the episode, man. But yeah, once again, man, bravo. Seriously, man, to the cast and crew, man, director, you know, just continue doing what you're doing, man. Just take it slow, take it easy, you know, and just continue what you're doing. I'm very, very happy, man, to be a fan of this show, man. So congratulations again. We're out of here, guys. That's it. Oh, wow. So I'm gonna start off with the first page. Okay, we'll go from the first page. We'll go to the back, and then after that, we'll get into the episode, man. Once again, the episode is called "Now Your Tongue Is Coded." It aired on April. Cut.